Sorry about that. I camera fell down, so we'll start over again over here. Anyway, what I want to do is wish all of you from optiontoheal.com to have a happy holidays and a happy new year. For all of you who are celebrating Christmas or any other holidays that might be coming up. And aside from that, what I want to do is discuss a question that came up with a few of my clients. Now, I've spoken before about the amount of bandwidth that you give to the bad and the amount of bandwidth you give to the good. And the more bandwidth that you give to the good, obviously, the better it is because the bad dwindles down. Now, most people tend to focus on the things that can go bad, the things that have gone bad in the past. And as they're doing that, they're flowing more energy over there, and that is what is growing. And from the point of view of law of attraction and stepping into the best version of our future self, we don't really want to do that. So what we want to do is we want to increase the amount of bandwidth that we have for the good. Now, I've mentioned before that I tend to listen to podcasts, I tend to listen to uplifting music, I tend to listen to audiobooks, and all that time that I'm listening to the audiobooks and the podcasts and uplifting music is time that instead of giving bandwidth to the bad stuff, to the stuff that I don't want, to the stuff from my past, which I don't want to copy and paste in my future, I'm now giving that bandwidth time to the good stuff because it's making me feel good. The uplifting music, the podcasts, the YouTube videos, anything that I might be watching, the funny movies that I may be watching are all putting me into a good place, which is giving bandwidth for the good. So then people ask me, is it better to be doing work during that time? Or is it better to be watching those movies and listening to music and listening to the podcasts? Now, first of all, it's very difficult to be doing the work all day long. So definitely keep on watching the podcasts, the videos, the movies that make you feel good, listening to the music that makes you feel good. But if you can, intermittently within the daytime, catch yourself every time you start doing something or saying something that's leading you down a track of the bad parts, the past that you don't want anymore, catch yourself, stop, and move over and say what you do want, how you do want to act. And then if you can, act like that, do that, think those thoughts, imagine those things that you actually want. Right? So what you're doing over there is you're creating kind of a detour where you're stepping into the bad for a second, detouring into the good. And if you catch it, the more times you catch it, the more times you do it, the bigger the detour grows until you almost no longer have any detour in the bad section. You don't have any neurological links in the bad section because they all dwindle down. And all the neurological links are growing to the good things that you want. Because remember, wherever you put your focus, energy flows, and that's what grows, and we want to grow the stuff that we want. During the other times when you're not necessarily thinking about anything, not necessarily having bad thoughts about the past or things like that, go ahead, increase the bandwidth to the good stuff. The more you feel good during the day, the better you feel during the day, the better off you're going to be. So, once again, whenever you catch yourself thinking the bad thoughts about your past, the bad thoughts about what might happen based on what happened to you in the past, or anything that's leading you down the road where you don't want to go, catch yourself, stop yourself, move over to the future you, decide what that future you would be doing if they had the option of doing it, and then if you can, go ahead and do it. During the other time, listen as much as you can to the stuff that make you feel good. Do as much as you can things that make you feel good. Because the more bandwidth that you give to the good stuff, the less bandwidth you're giving to the bad stuff. Less neurology to the bad stuff, more neurology to the good stuff. Life gets better. Anyway, hope this helped. Anybody who might be having issues because, holidays always bring up those issues, either spending time with family that don't necessarily always work out so great, or you have lost someone so you no longer have that person to spend the holidays with. And here in Israel, with all the tensions that are going on with the war, I'm here. You can contact me, PM me, or just tell me what you want me to talk about, and I'll be happy to talk about it on my lives. Have a great evening. Enjoy the nice, cool air from Ilana at ilanamichelson.com.